Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Silly Goose Sports Talk. I am Big T.
And I am Skippy. And before we begin today's episode, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because that's us bringing you the latest sports news. Now,
The Silly Goose Sports Curse strikes again. We've lost another guest last second.
to the forgotten test.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate right there, but we'll
we're
reschedule.
all very inevitable with that.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
hasn't forgotten the last minute test?
I know I have.
Anyway, other
How was
news
your
before
week?
Sports. I did go camping. My lips look horrible. That's why my filter's covering it.
And you missed the fantasy baseball draft, which actually went pretty well. We had to cut down to 6 teams, but I think that's going to be a really competitive season. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, I was mostly fishing on the weekend, so I caught maybe a half-pound bass, nothing massive.
Ooh, nice.
And then just a few panfish.
Nice. Where were you camping? Were you just out locally, or?
Isaac Walton.
I don't know where that is.
Yes. Well, that's basically it for non. Oh, also spring break's coming, so that's nice.
I'm homeschooled. We don't get spring break.
Well, spring break is going to consist of reading. I still have my grading class and a little bit of math, but we don't have to meet. So.
Yeah, that's good though.
Co-op's off.
Alrighty, let's jump right into college basketball. We did. Why didn't we cover the Final Four? All right, I'm gonna go on a wing and I'm gonna cover Final Four. Okay, North Carolina and Duke. That was a heck of a game in the Final Four. They went back and forth until the very end when North Carolina came out on top. Coach K's last game, he went out with a bang, but not the bang as in a championship that a lot of people would have wanted. But Coach K had a really good career, and North Carolina went dancing on to the conference, not the conference championship, the national championship. And then Kansas beat the heck out of Villanova. I didn't watch that game, so all right, you take the final.
The Kansas pulls out the championship bit.
Yeah.
All right, so Kansas pulls out the championship 72-69 over North Carolina. The comeback was historic as they were down 50 points at the half and it had the largest deficit of 16. That was the largest deficit to ever come back in a championship game. Now, North Carolina held on in the second half, and they did not have a chance to tie it as time expired, but their second half shooting was their downfall. At least they can rest on the fact that they send Coach K into retirement for Duke in the Final Four, and also dealt with him is lost at home in the regular season. So, oof.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a fun March Madness. Even though a bunch of top dogs came out on top, it was a fun tournament. Mm-hmm. Except anyone who was actually filling out the brackets, then they were screaming like I was. All right, We got a lot of stuff for NHL.
Yeah, so we'll start off with a little bit of Penguin. I just exited out of the dock. I'm done. All right, trying to average a terrible 5-1 loss this week before the Penguins play better, but not good enough as they fall free to the Rangers. The rotation is still majorly up in the air. Strasburg. Wait, what? That's baseball.
That's Nats. This is you're.
Yeah, sorry. After core muscle surgery, Jason Zucker was back in the lineup after missing 30 games. Zucker took a cross check from behind that knocked him out of the game. The Pens went on to win 4-3 versus the Wild. Penguins also played a close game against the league best Avalanche, but a bad bounce off the boards led to the game deciding goal in a 3-2 loss versus the Avalanche.
Oof. Washington is not doing much better as the Caps had a really weird week. they had, I think this was kind of like their off week. They only played one game in this week. It resulted in a 5-1 loss versus Minnesota on Sunday. They gave up 2 goals in the first 100 seconds. Here's the thing what I don't like about off days. Yeah, you get a few off days, get rested, but don't get rusty. Because if you get rusty and you go a long time without playing, you're gonna have a lot of issues trying to come back from that. And that's exactly what happened in Washington. So yeah, big week coming up for the Caps. It's going to be a lot of playoff teams are going to be facing off. And if they want any shot at catching the Rangers or the Penguins, they are going to need to put their foot down and do that now. So, yeah.
Yes. Now, with that, we have baseball. So, baseball-wise, with the Nats opening the season start on Friday at
Delmarva Shorebirds. It's going to be a good season for the Fred Nats. Maybe we can not start like 0-22 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good.
That hurt last season. All right. In Big Washington, the Nationals open up the season on Thursday with a 4-game set versus the Mets. Manager Davey Martinez announced that Patrick Corbin will be the opening day starter, which is very troublesome right now because Patrick Corbin hasn't done anything productive since inning 7 of Game 7 of the World Series. The rotation is still majorly up in the air. Strasburg, who has his MVP bobblehead night on Friday, is still pitching on the side in non-game action. Last year's starter Joe Ross was placed on the 60-day IL in March and will stay in Florida to continue his rehab. The only other returning starter from last year will be Josiah Gray, who I am really high on. I think he's going to be really good. We'll just have to wait to see who else makes the roster. So, yeah, that's what's going on in Washington. I do not see this being a good season.
Yeah.
All we have is Soto in a bag of rocks because we traded everybody for a stinking bag of rocks. This city. It's not just the Nats. It's not just the Caps. Well, then too. It's the Wizards. It's the Redskins. It's this entire city. They go all in, and they miss their window. And by the time they actually win a championship, it's too late. The Caps should have won stuff.
Not the smartest.
Yeah, look, the Caps should have won multiple cups in the late 2000s, early 2010s. They won 5 years out of their window. The Nats should have won in 2014 and 2015 around that ballpark. They were 5 years out of their window. Washington, in NFL, they're not doing anything anytime soon. So just get out. Just scram. The Wizards aren't doing anything. This city is.
Move to Pittsburgh, baby.
Nah, I'm
where
a homeboy.
Everything is prosperous.
I know you go south or go home, but it's frustrating now. But once these teams actually start winning things, it's going to be a heck of a lot more special. So
yeah, well, see you in 20 years.
Yeah, it's not happening anytime soon.
But... Pirates, the one not good team from Pittsburgh. Derek Shelton named JT Baker as the Pirates opening day pitcher as they visit the Cardinals on Thursday. 2 other starting rotation pitchers will be Jose Quintana and Mitch Keller. The final 2 spots have yet to be announced. Pirates have extended a long-term contract to Brian Hayes. There are rumors that might not make him a longer-term offer with the history of nagging injuries.
Oof.
Now, we also have Brian Reynolds will be the first player for the Pirates to go salary arbitration in 5 years, and they haven't been able to come to an agreement.
Oof.
The Pirates filled at $4.25 million. Reynolds and his agony filed $4.9 million.
Oof. All right, that's all we got for baseball. We will have a lot of stuff coming up next week as the season starts. In NFL, we do have some Washington Commanders news. And what would be a major blow to plans for a brand new Washington Commanders Stadium in Virginia, state lawmakers are in talks to take hundreds of millions of dollars off the table in its bid to bring the team's new complex to the Commonwealth. Multiple sources within the Virginia legislature tell WUSA 9 CBS talks are underway to slash the stadium financing package. It plans to offer Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder from $1 billion to $350 million. That's a 65% decrease in the amount of money the Commonwealth would pony up to help Snyder build this new Commander Stadium in one of these proposed Northern Virginia sites. Here's the thing. Taxpayer money should not be going to these stadiums. Dan Snyder, he's a billionaire. He can pay for it himself.
Dan Snyder is an awful.
Oh, yes. Dan Snyder is the worst owner in sports. The worst. There are a lot of words that I would be using right now, but this is a family podcast, so we are not doing that today. Let's just say rotten potato for the rest of his life for Dan Snyder. The week after that.
Nothing you can do to win him back?
No, absolutely nothing. It would take, we'd have to win 10 Super Bowls, and I'd still have a bitter taste in my mouth about that guy. When he's gone, there will be a lot of celebration in the DMV.
Yeah.
Either if he sells the team, if he gets forced out of ownership, this guy just needs to go.
Yeah. Now we have the Steelers with
himself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
We have Steelers with a good ownership and a good team leader and a good coach, unlike someone.
Evidently not if they lost to us.
Well, Timmy, that was a rough year.
11-0.
Boy, Big Ben's back.
Washington.
Big Ben's back was looking like this at the end.
That's what Alex Smith's leg looked like.
We were falling apart in that game.
So were we, and we still beat you guys.
Well, also we had players out.
So did we. Where was Logan Thomas all season?
That's also true. Let's not put that behind us, Tim. Now we just have to wait another 10 years for us to play again, and then we'll show you.
It's every 4 years because the AFC and NFC thing, but we'll see.
It's annoying. Anywho, we have the Steelers resigned safety Carl Joseph. Now there are some in need of other safeties there, and have been some interest from current free agents, and we'll see where they go from there. Free agent QB Josh Dobbs is looking for a new home. After signing Trubisky, Dobbs has took some interest from the division rival Ravens. That son of a gun.
I mean, if he's like a backup quarterback and like
we don't like Raven bad. Listen, I don't tend to hate, but when I do, I tend to hate Ravens.
All right, other NFL news. Bruce Arians announced he was stepping down as the Buccaneers head coach after 3 years and moved to a front office role. Defensive coordinator Todd Bowles has been named the replacement. None of that matters is because Tom Brady's running the whole show down there, and the coach isn't making any decisions down there. That's all Tom Brady's saying. Hey, you go that way, and I throw.
And it works.
Yeah, it works.
Not gonna
player managers like that.
Drew Brees was pretty good.
Yeah, Drew Brees was good. I kind of wanted him to go out with a Super Bowl, but
Drew Brees was not a Super Bowl winner, but he was a good player.
Oh yeah, he won a Super Bowl. I think
he won a Super Bowl. He probably could have won more, but the Saints always choke in.
Oh yeah, they always did. So do the Packers. Like, it's funny how much they choke.
I don't know if the Packers ever been amazing.
When they beat you guys at a Super Bowl 10 years ago.
Well, things change, and
then I'm done jawing with Pittsburgh at the moment. I'm jawing at Green Bay now. All these NFC championships that they keep choking in, it's really funny.
Patriots are just unheard of now.
Yeah, that's funny. They go from like 12-4 every year.
They go from literally the top dogs, but as soon as Brady and those people leave,
and then they're fighting for a wild card spots with like the
now the Buccaneers are infamous.
I don't think the Bucks are going to be good for very long because once Brady leaves, because if this is Brady's last season,
Yes, but at least they gave the
at least they
Buccaneer
have it
fans.
now.
The Buccaneer fans at least had a nice 2 years. Like
I will say though, it's probably better to be bad and know that you're on your way up and what's coming than just to be good and know that very, very soon you're going to be absolute trash. Not that I know what it's like being good because I am from the DC area, so
yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
other than a Caps run and a miracle Nats run. Not to take away from that, but we weren't expected to win that.
That was
But yeah.
Listen, if you want something to root for that's not a bag of rocks, root for Steelers teams unless it's the Pirates. The Pirates are literally a bag of rocks most times.
I go with the local boys. I stay local because when they finally
I'm somewhere local. I root for Fred Nats and Nationals. I think the Washington football team is not good.
Yeah.
Nor is the Capital. Well, Cap.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean the Caps are good in the regular season. We just can't win a playoff game for the.
I don't like Caps.
Caps are the local boys.
That's
I root for them. Okay, look, now here's the thing about the Caps. If Tom Wilson was on any other team, if Tom Wilson was on your team, you would love him, wouldn't you?
If Tom Brady was on the Washington football team, you would love him.
Yes, I would! Because if there's a guy that's so polarizing, and if you have him on your team, you're going to love him. If he's on any other team, you're going to absolutely hate him.
What football player do you hate the most?
Can't say that because that's political, so...
What if he was on your team?
Oh, I'd still hate him because he's not even good.
Oh, well, that's that. Well, yeah.
Yeah. You know exactly who I'm talking about, Skippy.
I'm trying to think of who. Types down. Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, he's not good at all. Anyway, we do have soccer, which yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. US soccer is good at least.
Yeah. US national team has made the World
Cup. We forgot about the Wizards.
Yes, because who cares about the Wizards? Soccer.
Wizards have a lose, win, win, lose sandwich, so poopy. Now carry on to soccer.
Now the US national team has the World Cup. Now the round robin schedule begins November 21st. So it's gonna be USA versus Wales, Scotland / Ukraine. Ukraine's still in this, bruh. Don't they have bigger things to worry about?
This is in November? I thought the World Cup was in the summer. Hold on.
What the heck?
This can't be right. I did not know the World Cup was in like November.
Well, November 25th, we have England versus USA. And November 29th, we have Iran versus USA.
Wait a minute. I thought the World Cup was in like the summer. It's in November? Yeah, that's actually right.
That's actually right. Yes, because you expected my dad just not to look anything up and just go on a wing.
The Russia World Cup in like 4 years ago. All the games were starting at like 9 a.m.
Because of Russia.
In the summer.
Also time zones.
Yeah, time zones, but like November? It's gotta be cold. I mean, even if it's in like the desert wasteland of Saudi Arabia or wherever the heck this is, it's like it's gotta still be cold in November.
Well, keeps you warm.
Yeah.
Golf wise, it's Masters week, and it also looks like Tiger Woods is going to play. Now he's looked pretty decent in practice thus far this week, so we'll see.
That's good.
Yeah, but we also have
jokes.
The greatest segment is jokes. Now, if a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest? I thought that was a good one. Ice hockey. What a cool sport. That's the joke.
Took me a minute.
When I saw the madness around her, March said, "What's all the bracket?"
Wait a minute! That was good.
Yeah, I'll reread that one because it might take some people in the audience to get that. When she saw all the madness around her, March said, "What's all the bracket?" So it's kind of like racket.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we also have. I've been looking for some good new hunting gear, but good camouflage is hard to find. Jeez.
It's actually a good round.
I've started sleeping in our fireplace. Now I sleep like a log.
No.
What did you think I was gonna say?
Oh, that was funny though. All right, so I didn't type anything down, so I'm gonna do the racing minute all off the top of my head. So this week was Richmond Raceway weekend. To say the least, Richmond Raceway has not been good in the past 7 or 8 years. They have not had a full-on good race there since 2014. But I will say there was a lot of strategy involved in the Cup race today. But first, we're going to talk about the Xfinity race. It was a kind of competitive race through and through, but at the very end, it came down to a duel between Joe Gibbs' teammates and both young guns, Ty Gibbs and John Hunter Nemechek. Ty Gibbs being a series regular and running for Rookie of the Year, whereas John Hunter Nemechek is a veteran of that series and moved down to trucks in order to have another charge to the top of the series. So what happened was Gibbs and Nemechek had this really fierce battle with the last 10 laps. They raced each other really cleanly, which I did not expect, even though they were teammates, until on the final corner, Ty Gibbs bumped Nemechek up the track and took the checkered flag, which I'm not mad about. I mean, it's really entertaining race and really entertaining finish. But I think that Joe Gibbs meeting is going to be a little bit tense this week. So, and that is the Xfinity race. In the Cup Series race, it was very, 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 it was actually a good race, I'd say. There was a lot of strategy involved. You had a lot of people taking pit stops at alternate times. You had Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell going on a completely different strategy throughout the entire race. It ended up working out as Denny Hamlin, with brand new tires at the very end, absolutely slingshot around William Byron at the end and was able to hold off Kevin Harvick for the checkered flag. And our points leader, Chase Elliott, had some sort of tire issue. It looks like the pit crew did a stinky and they put the left side tires on the right side and the right side tires on the left side. So there goes that top 10 run for the 9 car. But he remains tied for the points lead now with Ryan Blaney at 241 points. And Denny Hamlin gets the win, locks himself into the playoffs. And that breaks the 12-race streak of young drivers winning, young drivers being drivers younger than 30 years old. And an old guy wins for once. So
nice.
They are going to Martinsville this week. Martinsville is a place where Chase Elliott needs to get that win. He's been running consistently in the top 10. You just got to pull it off and win. It's starting to feel like 2018 again. He's running up front, but when's it going to happen?
Yeah.
And that's all that we have for NASCAR. We have Formula One and IndyCar all racing this weekend. So we'll see. I'll watch that. I'll watch replays of that on Sunday, and then I'll type that stuff down. So, and that's all we have for racing this week.
Now, potato of the week. We do not actually have a potato of the week, so we're gonna put Dan Snyder because why not? Well, potato of the week we have. It might still be spring training, but we are just embarrassed. The Nationals will get this for losing 29-7 this week.
Wow, that would hurt.
Bruh. Jack of the week we have in a Florida track meet. There was a runner who told a bystander to get out of the way. Now, the guy who was told to move retaliated by racing down the track and sucker punching the kid from behind. Now,
what the
obviously
heck?
the guy that sucker punched him is in the wrong, but also, runner, you might want to say that a little nicer.
I mean, you shouldn't have people in the way during those run things.
You should have people in the way, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no good guy in that situation.
There's no one you can root for. Now,
Who we can root for is the
is
U.S.
Chris
men's national
Rock.
team.
I mean, what?
I said who we can root for is the U.S. men's national team in soccer. Now, you take that.
Yes. Now, U.S. men's national team for making it to the World Cup, the first team since 2014. Now, silly goose of the week, we have Kansas Jayhawks for the national championship. Snaps for them. That's just about it for silly goose of the week. Now we have Big T's music notes.
We have Big T's music notes. As this tab loads, I forgot to type stuff down, but I do have a lot of stuff right here. So what happens is we got a couple of newcomers onto the charts this week. We have No Hard Feelings by Old Dominion at number 38 and Truth About You by Mitchell Tenpenny at number 37. So nice for them. You have Taylor Swift moving back up to number 35 with Chris Stapleton. You have Carrie Underwood's Ghost Story, which was rising up the charts. It had a hard fall this week down to number 33. So that stinks for that song. Last Night Lonely by John Party jumps 4 spots from number 34 to number 30. And that's what happened there. And you have Wasted on You by Morgan Wallen jumps 3 spots, number 24. And no, can't name that one. Circles Around This Town, Maren Morris jumps up 2. But this week's biggest jumper by far has got to be Never Say Never by Cole Swindell and Lainey Wilson, jumping up to number 5 from number 9. And that starts off this top 5 countdown. Number 4, you got Beers on Me by Dirk Bentley, Breland, and Hardy. Number 3, we got Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home by Miranda Lambert and Nelly King. Number 2, we got 23 by Sam Hunt. And at number 1, we have Till You Can't by Cody Johnson, which remains at the top. Awesome for Cody Johnson. I cannot get over how awesome that song is. But that's not all for Big T's music notes this week. Last week, Thomas Rhett released his new album, Where We Started. I have mixed thoughts on this album. I would say that some of those songs, such as Church Boots, Slow Down Summer, those are top notch. But a country singer doing a duet with Katy Perry.
What the heck?
That does not in any way sound like a country song. Yeah, by today's standards, it'll definitely end up on country radio, and it'll definitely be a number 1 hit because of all this marketing. But, what has happened to the good old country charts? It's like, could it just be like, yeah, they need to have marketing, but can they like maybe have the good songs up top? But I'm not gonna get all picky over one Thomas Rhett song. Thomas Rhett has always been a favorite of mine, but I have yet to warm up to this new album yet. But the charts are looking good for this summer. You have these songs that are charging up. And we'll see what happens. It's a never know with the country charts. So unpredictable from week to week. Just like NASCAR. So we'll see what happens. And we'll get back to you on Big T's music notes next week.
Yes,
and that's about a wrap on the show.
It's just about it for this week. Now, thank you, every little one of you, for coming on. And just remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Yeah,
we will see you all next week. Keep on honking.